Bulls should be powerful, fearless, and must love fighting, right? But this bull doesn't want to go with nature and wishes to live his life in a flower field, but fate has stored something else for him. On this apparently peaceful farm called Casa del Toro lives a group of young bulls. Every day the bulls train hard to fight and dodge because they all want to be selected for bullfighting. It's their only purpose of living. However, one of them is different. It's Ferdinand. Instead of training to fight, Ferdinand is usually busy taking care of a small plant. A flower bloomed on it, and Ferdinand loved the sweet fragrance. Suddenly a truck stops at the farm, and all the calves rush to see it. It's the winner's truck. It arrives with a bullfighter to choose a strong bull. An arrogant calf named Valiente believes that his father will be the chosen one, and he will be next once he grows up. The other three calves, Guapo, Angus, and Bones, want their fathers to win and argue with Valiente. Meanwhile, Ferdinand is busy protecting his little flower. Valiente makes fun of him and decides to crush the flower, but gets interrupted by the big bulls who are heading towards the battlefield. Ferdinand's father gets chosen by the bullfighter, and he excitedly heads toward the truck. He advises his son to be strong and accept his fate. The only thing a bull can dream of is by fighting in the ring. When Ferdinand goes back to his fellows, Valiente gets jealous of Ferdinand's father and destroys the little flower. Poor Ferdinand falls into depression. For several days he keeps waiting for his dad, but it doesn't seem to happen anytime soon. He eventually gives up and decides to run away from this miserable life. The farm's owner, Primero, rushes to catch Ferdinand, but he jumps into a train. Once the train stops, Ferdinand steps out and keeps looking for shelter. The night gets darker. Ferdinand can't see clearly and falls into a pit. The next morning, he wakes up in another farm. A little girl named Nina greets her. Her father and her dog Paco were the one who rescued Ferdinand. Nina notices his love for flowers and excitedly shows him the farm. It's full of numerous colorful flowers. This is Ferdinand's new home. It's just like what he dreamed of. With each passing day, Ferdinand and Nina's friendship grows closer. Ferdinand helps in taking care of the flower fields, and Nina feeds him with delicious meals. While living in such a comfortable and healthy environment, Ferdinand grows into a giant, powerful bull, but his heart is still soft like a kid. He has befriended all the animals in the farm and loves playing with them. He is extra happy on the flower festival day. Ferdinand wakes up early in the morning and greets Paco, but the dog seems a little down. He wants to share some bad news, but Ferdinand doesn't pay attention. Suddenly, Nina reaches there to take him to the flower festival, but her dad stops her. Ferdinand is not a little calf anymore. They know he is harmless, but the society sees him as a beast. Nina understands the situation and promises to bring the best bouquet for Ferdinand. However, the naive bull doesn't understand the situation. He thinks he can be helpful to people and Nina may need him. He asks nature for a sign about whether he should go to the festival or not. Nature keeps stopping him, but Ferdinand ignores his sixth sense and he heads to the festival. Whoever sees him starts hiding in fear. Ferdinand doesn't understand and keeps looking for Nina. But as he's about to reach her, a honeybee stings his back and Ferdinand starts to panic. The public doesn't understand what happened and starts calling him a wild beast. A woman even accuses Ferdinand of hurting her baby, while Ferdinand was just protecting the baby. The festival organizers call the police and they reach immediately to catch Ferdinand. He hides in a cookery shop which is owned by an old woman. Ferdinand tries to sneak out without breaking anything, but he fails miserably and even gets caught by the police. Nina tries to help him, but the officers don't listen to anyone and hand over Ferdinand to the respective authorities. They believe that Ferdinand is a wild beast who will be ideal for bullfighting, so they take him to Casa del Toro. Poor Ferdinand struggled so hard to get out of this place, but now he is here again. Ferdinand starts to panic, so Moreno sends a calming goat named Lupe. She's a talkative animal who advises Ferdinand to breathe deeply. Ferdinand doesn't listen to her and breaks out of the truck. Moreno gets excited to see the bull's strength, but Lupe is even more happy. She assumes that Ferdinand's power is unleashed because of her words. She always wanted to be a coach, and she will start with training Ferdinand and prepare him for bullfighting. She takes him to the farm so he can meet the other bulls, but Ferdinand knows them all already. Except for Maquina, who is an emotionless creature as he was specifically fertilized in the laboratory. All of them are shocked to see Ferdinand as he has grown really big in size. Valiente is still the same and tries to bully Ferdinand. He is excited to beat him in the ring and get to the winner's truck. On the other side, Ferdinand just wants to go back to Nina. Lupe shows him around and Ferdinand goes to sleep. He wakes up in the middle of night when 3 little hedgehogs try to steal some food. They get scared of Ferdinand, but he assures that he meant no harm. He even let the hedgehogs take away anything they wanted. Once they leave, Ferdinand also tries to get out of the farm, but it is surrounded by shock wires. The horses on the other side come nearby and make fun of Ferdinand. They even warn him of telling the owner. Ferdinand gets upset and goes back to sleep. The next day, the bulls get really excited as El Primero has come to see them. He is the greatest bullfighter of the country, and he wants a new bull for his upcoming fight. Moreno gives him some suggestions, but El Primero wants to choose by himself. All the bulls, including Ferdinand, are sent to the ring. Angus keeps running in circles as he can't see properly because of his hair. Bones is too weak to attack any of the targets. Maquina is being a wild, senseless beast, and Valiente is focused on attacking Ferdinand. He keeps dodging and doesn't attack back. Suddenly, Guapo faints because of his fear of the stage. Ferdinand rushes to help and ruins the whole fight. El Primero gets frustrated and rejects all the bulls. If Moreno doesn't give him a good bull, El Primero will not let any bullfighter ever deal with Casa del Toro. After the fight, the other bulls blame Ferdinand for making them look bad. He just wanted to help Guapo, and he goes to check on him, but he is leaving already. Guapo assumes that he is going to the ring, but he is actually sent to the chop house. This is a new rule here. If a bull doesn't qualify the standards, he is sent to get slaughtered. Later that night, Ferdinand finds Bones crying in a corner. Though he doesn't admit it, Guapo was his close friend. Ferdinand tries to comfort him and forms an emotional bond with Bones. The next morning, the bulls continue to train harder and harder, but Ferdinand stays behind until he sees an innocent rabbit in danger. Ferdinand knocks away all the bulls to save the little rabbit. Despite his immense strength, Ferdinand doesn't want to be a fighter. He desires to be a kind and helpful soul. He notices Angus struggling with directions and asks what's wrong. Angus finally accepts that he can't see properly. Ferdinand immediately solves the issue by licking away his hair. Angus feels really touched because no one else on the farm ever cared for him. Ferdinand just got another friend. Lupe is noticing this all from afar and drags Ferdinand to a corner. She advises him to stop being the nice guy because all these bulls are his competitors. If he doesn't like fighting, then he should see this as an art like dancing. The horses nearby hear the conversation and mock the bull because they can never dance. Ferdinand gets triggered and shows the dance moves he learned with Nina. The horses also get serious and put in more passion in dancing. Bones, Angus, and even Maquina join the dance battle, and they eventually defeat the horses. This event results in the formation of a beautiful bond among the bulls. Ferdinand gets comfortable and shares his feelings with everyone. He tells them that there's a better place where they aren't forced to fight and be themselves. Hearing this, Valiente reminds Ferdinand that he is sent back here because there's no other place for bulls like them. This is their ultimate fate. The other bulls agree and go back to training. Ferdinand stops Lupe and tells about Nina and how much she loved him. Lupe also wants to be loved and decides to run away with Ferdinand. However, the security has gone more strict since Ferdinand escaped, so they need some help. Ferdinand knows the best one for this task: the hedgehogs. They are food thieves and know all the shortcuts. The only safe way out of this farm goes through the owner's house. They all sneak in and hide in the parking lot. Moreno wakes up the sound and comes to check, but the hedgehogs distract him. Afterward, they reach the living room and are just a few steps away from freedom. Ferdinand notices his dad's picture on the wall along with his horns. There are numerous others too. All those who went to the ring got killed eventually. A bull is never meant to win the fight. It's just a dirty game in which the humans always win. Lupe tells Ferdinand to hurry up, but he has changed his mind. He can't let the other bulls get killed. They head back to the farm and tell the whole reality to everyone. The ring is just another chop house. If the bulls really want to live, they must escape from this hell. All the wolves agree except for Valiente. He thinks Ferdinand is making up things because he is afraid of fighting in the ring. Ferdinand tries to explain himself, but Valiente keeps insisting on fighting and drags him outside. Ferdinand just tries to defend himself and keeps pushing Valiente away. Unfortunately, Valiente's horn breaks in this attempt. El Primero was watching this battle and he chooses Ferdinand for his next fight. Valiente is sent to the chop house while the other bulls are locked in again. Ferdinand must run away tonight, but he wants to take everyone, including Valiente. The other bulls agree to help, and they plan the strategy. The hedgehogs distract the horses, and the bulls hold them inside the barn. Meanwhile, Ferdinand rushes to the chop house to save Valiente. When he refuses to cooperate, Ferdinand says if Valiente was a real fighter, he would have fought for his life. Saying this, Ferdinand walks away to look for Guapo. He is carried to the chopping machine. Ferdinand tries to pull him out, but fails. Guapo was about to get crushed, but Valiente reached there in time. After dodging the machine, they get back to the farm. Ferdinand knocks down the naughty horses, but the noise wakes up everyone. The bulls immediately get on a truck, and the hedgehogs and Lupe are driving it. They head to the city while Moreno and his men keep following them. Unfortunately, the truck gets stuck, so the bulls have to walk. Lupe snatches the whistle from the traffic officer and uses it to make way for her team. They grab the bus and head to the train station. Moreno keeps following them and the bulls miss their train. However, they don't give up and get on the trolley. Valiente tells Ferdinand to get on the trolley first, but Ferdinand sacrifices himself to stop Moreno. Other bulls reach the train while Ferdinand is taken to the bullfighting arena. The whole incident is shown on the news and Nina's father sees it too. He recognizes Ferdinand and takes Nina to rescue their bull. Lupe has also accompanied Ferdinand and she advises him to fight for his life. But Ferdinand quietly enters the arena and stands in a corner. El Primero orders the horse riders to trigger Ferdinand. They keep poking him and make him run around widely. El Primero takes it as a chance to show his skills, but Ferdinand takes away his red cloth. El Primero feels insulted and brings out his swords. He tries attacking the bull but keeps failing. Ferdinand always avoids fighting, so he is really great at dodging attacks. The tables have turned. Ferdinand is holding the red cloth while El Primero is attacking like a wild bull. He finally hits Ferdinand, but it makes him mad. Ferdinand picks up El Primero in anger, but then he notices a flower near his foot. He puts down Primero and starts smelling the flower. El Primero claims it to be his victory, and holds the sword to kill Ferdinand. Poor Ferdinand sits down with his puppy eyes. The audience feels sorry for him and tells El Primero to let the bull go. They all start cheering for Ferdinand and throw flowers for him. Nina and the other bulls reach there too, and witness the first ever bullfight in which the bull won. Moreno also realizes his mistake, and gives away all the bulls to Nina. She adopts them gladly along with the goat. Finally, they can freely live as themselves. Never judge a book by its cover or a bull by his size. Kindness and humanity can bloom anywhere and at any time.